Let's reset for the month of March. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be resetting for the month of March, which basically just means we're going to round out the month of February, talk about it, reflect on it, all of that good stuff, and then prep for the month ahead. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And we're going to start with recapping our finances from the month of February. For our February goals, tasks, to-dos that were financial in nature, we wanted to pay for my clinical exam, didn't do that. We didn't save $2,000. We did invest 15% of our paychecks. We did pay our monthly credit card bill. We did not register a truck, add truck to auto insurance, save $245 for sinking funds, sign up for BarkBox, purchased a new motorhead for Dyson. We did turn in my mileage. I lost myself. I did buy all three of my friends gifts. I have 3 friends with birthdays in February, and then I have one actually with a birthday in January. So the cool thing is, between January and February, I don't know, like 90% of my friends have birthdays. So that's a positive, closer friends that I'm going to get a gift for. Anyway, although I think I buy 3 more gifts for people, or 4 more throughout the rest of the year. So maybe I lied. Maybe it's like 50% of the birthdays take place between January and February. I did order Galentine's decorations. I didn't pay my annual credit card fee because I don't know what's happening with that. I'm waiting for them to charge me for it so I can pay it. We did not buy Cat Williams tickets, out of the question. We didn't prep our taxes, nor did we file our taxes. It is on my to-do list for this weekend, which will be March. So it's looking like it's gonna be a March thing. Well, it's on my list for this week, but this week runs into March. We did get our windshield repaired, which you'll see reflected in our budget, and I did not pay my medical bill. It's like $20-some. Sometimes I'll go ahead and call, tell them to run the card on file, or I'll send in the payment using the paper thing that they send me, but it's really not that deep. And if I know I have an appointment coming up, or if I'm gonna go there or be near there, I'll just run in there and pay it too. They don't harass me for it or trip about it. It's just a copay, and it's like 20 bucks. But anyway, that was that. So let's talk about our monthly budget. Our gym bill went up by 3%, which made it go from $59 to $62. I keep up with when bills are coming out of our account, even though they're all on auto pay. And so that one was paid, and I had to inquire about why it would go up. Doesn't matter if it was $3, I just wanted to know. And so I think she said it went up by 3%. Everybody's bill went up by 3%. I don't know if that's 3%. It might be, but that's what she said. We paid our car payment at $314.34. Our electricity bill was $202.10. Our cable bill was $40. Pest control was $50.60. Internet was $80.30. Mortgage was $1,611.23. Water, sewer, I budgeted $70.72. It was actually $72.68. My student loan payment was $473.97. My husband's was $73.42. Amazon Music was $16.99. Security for our home, $52.14. Life insurance for the both of us, $42.19. Pet did go up, and if you watched my March budget with me video, or if you watched, by the way, I've already done a dedicated March budget with me video if you want to see how I set up my budget for March, and I've already done a dedicated plan with me video if you want to see how I set up my planner for March. But if you watch the March budget video or the Q1 planning session, there's a discrepancy, and the discrepancy is I could not find what the pet insurance was going up to. I couldn't find that amount, but then so basically it deducted this month in February, and so that's when I was triggered, and I was reminded, and I remembered that the bill was going up from $61.05 to $63.55. I just was not quite prepared. I don't know, I wasn't prepared for that. I kind of forgot about it, sort of thing, and it didn't go up that much. But yeah, there is a discrepancy there, but that's what the bill will be for the next year, so it will increase by $250. Netflix, $11.99. Shopping, we budgeted $1,500. We were over $1,490.62, which meant that our expenses for the month were $2,990.62, which is tragic. I would agree. However, I just have to say that we had to get our windshield repaired. And I'll talk a little bit more about that momentarily whenever I get to reflecting on the month. But basically, we were already going to be over a couple hundred per usual. But then we had to get, so my husband took his car to get serviced, and then we had to get the windshield replaced on the car that I drive. So with cars, and we had a fee, this other fee that we had to pay. I'm looking at them now, all of our expenses. So if you take into consideration all of that, we definitely were over budget. And then I also went several hundreds of dollars, not several hundreds, but I went plenty over budget too with buying gifts and with birthday celebrations and Galentine's and all the things. I don't even think we celebrated Valentine's Day, which is no big deal. So I can't even say, but I don't think, I mean, I don't think, we haven't even gone out to eat in a sit down restaurant since December. So it's not like we went out to eat for Valentine's Day. If we did anything, it would have been at home. But I did go over a good bit when it comes to buying gifts for people and stuff like that. And then we're not saving for sinking funds this month. I've decided I don't think that I am when we're already over budget. It just doesn't really make logical sense to me. I see the beauty in sinking funds, but the fact is the bill's gonna get paid either way, whether we're saving up for it or whether we're not. So that part doesn't really matter. And then for savings, we saved about $1,200. So nowhere near 2,000, closer to 1,200. And that's only because, that is only because of side hustle money, which we try to create our actual budget based off of earnings from our full-time jobs with the expectation that of course we will earn side hustle money, but we just try not to heavily rely on it. I see the beauty in doing so, but I have a hard time relying on money that I haven't earned yet. So I know that I'll get my YouTube payday when the day rolls around, and I know I'll probably get paid from the sponsorship within 30 days or 60 days as contracts suggest. But until I've gotten it, I really don't see the point of really acting like I've gotten the money. So that's that on that. Those are our February finances. Let's now reflect on the month of February. So I have my handy dandy iPad here per usual, and y'all, I have been loving using my iPad for just all the things. And one thing I need to do is, we might do that in this video, but it's kind of premature, but we might do it anyway. We'll have to see. Yeah, what's today? It's kind of premature, but we might do it anyway. I was thinking of kind of setting up my planner for, like my iPad rather, for March. Right now it's very February-ified. So I was thinking of doing that and maybe doing like a muted green color. We might do that today. But we are gonna move on to reflecting on the month of February. So let's start with our highs. I had my first Galentine's party, which was really exciting because I've never had a Galentine's party for real. I used to celebrate Galentine's with my girl pals back in college, but we would order like a heart-shaped pizza and whatever and just watch a movie or something. And that's before I had a man. So when I got a man, which was 12 years ago, I have not celebrated with the girlies. So what was fun was at my first Galentine's party, first of all, there were like maybe 7 of us here, but everybody was either a mom, a parent, or a wife. So I guess what I'm saying is the reason why that one was like a high or cool, or why it resonated with me more than previous Galentine's, is that because it just was an obvious indication of that I'm in this new season of life. So a decade ago or decade plus ago, when I was celebrating with my friends in college, we were all single. We were all, we were not even graduated college. We were practically still kids. We were just in completely different phases of our lives, not married. And so now to have Galentine's with basically all married folks, I think everybody was married. Maybe 2 people weren't married. So that was just a fun thing. And then also I had a 4-day weekend with hubby because I think it was President's Day. And that whole weekend ended up being basically like a 4-day weekend that was top tier. And then I went to lunch with my coworkers, and that was pretty fun. I actually did that, and that started the 4-day weekend. So that was the Friday before. We had professional learning. My husband had professional learning. But then when those ended, it kind of felt like a 4-day weekend sort of thing. So that was a high because we don't get together often. And then I have on here time with wives and mothers, and that's because, again, as I was going through the month of February, attending all of these birthday celebrations and all these things, it was dawning on me that I'm really out here in a completely different phase of my life, and that's wild to me. Let's talk about lows. I had, there was, how can I put this? I try to share things without sharing other people's business. It probably seems difficult to do so, but I'm pretty good at it. So let's just say that family members, extended family members, there was a car accident and there was a loss of multiple family members in that accident, and that was for sure a low. So that was pretty sucky starting out the month of February. I also had to get my windshield repaired. My coworker's son recently had an accident, and that hit home for me a good bit, like as far as, you know, at my job, I don't have many people that I'm close to, really just the coworkers that I do have, which, by the way, that was kind of a high. We're gonna add that. That was kind of a high. Backtracking, I'm adding that as we speak. I went to that's another thing. I went to dinner. Gosh, you guys, that's why we're over budget. I went to dinner with some coworkers at one particular school. I work at multiple schools, obviously, but I finally was able to make it to one of their shenanigans, and I went, and that was fun, but that's also what contributed to us going over budget. And then one of my newer friends actually invited me out tomorrow, so I'm going to spend more money there, but luckily we're just going to the movies. That's the first place, and $5 on Tuesdays, so not too concerned about that. But that happened. But the car accident definitely hit home because it was one of my closer coworkers, and then one of my students has regressed so much that it's actually quite disturbing, and seeing him in the state that he was in was definitely a low. Let's talk about lessons learned. I learned, or a lesson that was coming up for me in the beginning of the month, is that complimenting men in relationships might be a little weird to some, but it had me thinking, I wonder, do married people compliment the opposite sex, whether they're married or not? Anyway, it was this long thing, because I don't care if my husband compliments women. My husband doesn't care if I compliment men. Obviously, that's the extent of it. We can freely give compliments. It's not that big of a deal. Also, I feel a little bit more prepared for parenthood. Not by that much by any means, but during all the conversations that I've had with all of these wives and all of that in the month of February, it feels like I'm a little bit more prepared. Like, as far as, I'm not more prepared for real, but as far as what to expect kind of thing. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, I love working with at-risk kids. I have been working with at-risk youth for probably like 13 years now, and it's so rewarding. It's my favorite. Also, marriage isn't hard, just ever changing. That's what I feel. I don't feel like marriage is hard for me or for my husband. I just feel like it's a constant thing that you have to work towards. And that came up for me recently because one of the issues that we have is, it really has to do with complacency. So if my husband's in a groove of doing something, he'll be in the groove of doing it, and it's just a thing. Or if I'm in the groove of doing something, let's say cooking. Let's say I've been in my cooking bag for weeks and my husband gets used to that. It's hard to kind of, for us sometimes, make sure that we're showing the other person the appreciation that they deserve, because you can kind of, I don't know if complacency is the right word, but you just kind of get used to it. And just because I'm in my cooking bag, or let's say I'm cleaning or I'm paying the bills, whatever, just because I'm doing things like that does not mean that it's just something that I'm doing and not being appreciated for. So that was a thing that came up. And then also, I was talking to my husband the other day, and I was just telling him that, because he has this thing about kind of like proving a point, and I was just asking him about it, because when I tell you I have no interest in proving a point, I don't need to flex on people, I don't need to brag, I don't need to prove anything to anybody, I don't need to explain anything. I don't know if I left that in 2023, 2022, I don't know when I left that or where, but that is not something that I have any interest in doing. I'm not gonna sit and argue with the person. If I feel like I'm right about something and they're trying to tell me I'm wrong, then that is what it is. Like, I'm right, or I think I'm right, you think I'm wrong, and that's just what it is. There's no point of us arguing back and forth about it. What's the significance in that? If you tell me 2 + 2 is 5, then that's what it is. I'm not arguing with you about how it's actually equal to 4. What is the significance in it? My husband says that basically he feels like he is able, if he can try to move a person from A to B to a different way of thinking type of thing, not just with me, almost never with me, I don't argue back and forth with him, but other people. And I'm just like, what is the purpose of that? What is there to gain out of, I don't see the purpose of it. But those were the lessons that came up for me in 2024, in February of 2024. Let's talk about some of my favorites. Hands down, the in-home wine tasting. I went to my friend's house and we did this in-home wine tasting for her birthday. And it's like this interactive thing. You buy the wines, it comes in a kit she got hers from Sam's. And then basically you try to guess the aromas and all the different elements of wines for each bottle. And then the facilitators, which you can put up on the TV or on your phone or tablet or whatever, I think it's like YouTube videos, they will walk you through what the smells actually are, what the wine actually is. I don't know, it was super fun. And then she gave me a kit that she had used previously, but they're full bottles of wine. So if you're doing it with 2 people, 3 people, you're probably not going to get through all of the wines. So she gave them to me, and then we did it for an in-home date night. That was so fun. Because when she brought up in-home wine tasting, I'm thinking, I don't know what that means. Am I bringing a wine, or I didn't know, are you gonna buy a bunch of wines and then we're just gonna taste them? But no, it was this whole interactive activity. Highly recommended. They say that you can do it with up to 4 people. I beg to differ. I think you could probably, if you're actually doing a tasting, you could probably do maybe 7 to 8 people, but it was so fun. I also had this Starbucks drink, which was 0 sugar, 0 calories. That was really good. I made a Valentine's candy salad. I don't know if you've seen those on TikTok or wherever, but I made a candy salad. Fruit was really speaking to me in February. I was consuming all sorts of fresh fruits, mangoes, strawberries, apples, you name it. My Galentine's event was super fun. Nope, that's not it. The Galentine's event was this other event that I went to, and that was super fun. So I did Galentine's, and then I went to a Galentine's event. We also did Super Bowl. That's why we're over budget, y'all. We did all of these things in February. I had a lot of friend and family time. My friend stayed at the Hyatt House for her birthday, so I went there and I decorated it and I hung out with her some. That was fun and nice. I applied this heart top coat, and it's just a top coat and it has little hearts in it, and so I thought that was pretty fun. Then I made chicken teriyaki. I've been loving eating it. It was really a favorite of mine in February. I am using this new app for party planning. It's called Punch Bowl. It is Chef's Kiss. You can put the potluck information inside of the invitation so people can access it to see what other people are bringing, and they can sign up through the link. It sends automatic reminders. It also shows the guest list so guests can see who all has RSVP'd. It is just top notch. I am paying for the premium version. Otherwise it is free. I used it for Galentine's for a small event, but this next event we're hosting is larger, but I highly recommend it. And then also cooking with my husband has been a highlight for February. We have learned all sorts of different new tricks to the trade of cooking via HelloFresh meals. So those were my favorites. In the month of February, I was tracking sleeping 8 hours, exercising, reading, studying, no alcohol, low carb, medications, vitamins, skincare, and journaling. And as you might imagine, the one that I sucked at the most, well, equally, journaling and studying. I did not do either of those. I also didn't really track and keep up with my low carb days all that well, but I did relatively well in the other areas. I could have done better with reading, of course, but such is life. Of course, I have to show you my mood board. That's just me, and that's Decoded. That's my current read. High school basketball. Attended lots of high school basketball games. And then my dog and my husband. This was the Galentine's Day flyer thing that I made in Canva, and then I projected it on the screen, and that was so fun. So that was on my TV screen the whole time that we were at the event, so that was fun. That's me decorating my friend's hotel room. Apparently adoption day for my dog was Valentine's Day of 2021. That's when my husband brought the dog home, so that's a photo from years ago, and then that was part of the in-home wine tasting kit. So I didn't capture a lot of photos. You know, my life goal is to do better with that, but I kind of suck. But I did get a few photos, so that's pretty good. But I just realized most of the photos that I try to take, I truly try to take them so I can put them in on my mood board. Otherwise, I don't really think about taking them, but I'm trying to be more intentional about that so I can just have some photos to remember some things by. I'm not a huge photo person, but I feel like at least taking some photos is good, because I'll at least have some photos to remember some things by if I need to reference those photos at a later date, because I've convinced myself I don't need to reference any photo of the past. But I feel like it could be helpful to jog my memory. I can be like, oh yeah, let me make another flyer for St. Patrick's Day as an example. I can put like a cute little flyer up there, or I just had an epiphany. Maybe I can do a little icebreaker to put on the board, or some of the games that we play, I can project them onto the screen. So I feel like I can really use the whole TV screen AirPlay thing to my advantage. But this is my March mood board. Let's talk about my February goals. Okay, so we're in my February goals. I did update it a little bit. For my first personal goal, which is to take a personal day, I did do that on February the 16th. I did not read 2 books. I did do my nails. I did undecorate for Christmas. We did invest 15% of our paychecks. I scheduled friend dates for February, caught up with a friend, planned to host family and friends in March, which that has come to fruition. I did secure 1 sponsorship. I secured it in February. It's for March. I did plan videos monthly, but I did not get out 8 YouTube videos. It was too hectic for me to do that in February, unfortunately. So I think I got out 7, or this will make 7. I don't think I posted on Instagram once. I maybe did, but if I did, it was probably just once. And then I did work out an average of three times per week. So those are my February goals. Where we're at now is we're gonna go ahead and go into March goals, and then I'm gonna take you around my Notion just a little bit. So here are my March goals. What you just saw, those were my annual goals. And so what I'm gonna do here is just update this to say March, and then we'll go, have I set? Yeah, I think I set the March goals, so we don't have to do that together. Let's just go over them. I wanna take a personal day, which I'm going to do the day after the Lil Wayne concert, or on the Lil Wayne concert day. I think that day, or I can do it the next day because that's Good Friday and I'm off work. For reading 2 books, so first of all, I'm reading Decoded with my husband, which is a book by Jay-Z, a memoir by Jay-Z. So I'm planning to finish that within the next few days or whatever. And then my plan is to move on to reading Prince Harry's book, Spare. That's going to be delivered to me in about a week, so I can read that. Another book that will be delivered to me that I could read, because in the app it shows me when the books are going to be delivered. So as an example, The Body Keeps the Score is going to be delivered on or around March 3rd, and then Meet Me at the Lake is going to be delivered on or around March 3rd. So basically, those are a few of the books that I will likely be getting into reading in March. So yeah, I guess I'll try for Spare, and then either The Body Keeps the Score or Meet Me at the Lake. For self-care, I want to schedule I think I needed to delete this. I'm not going to go to the chiropractor. It's been on here, but it's not going to be a thing. So we're deleting it. I want to schedule my hair appointment, schedule the OBGYN. I need to do this. Schedule laser hair removal, do my nails, and do my toenails. Those are my self-care tasks. For family, I got a lot of stuff. I don't even know if I should go over all of this, but basically I want to purchase my Dyson Motorhead because it's out of stock. So I'm waiting for it to come back in stock. Hopefully it comes back in March. That would be ideal. Like now, actually, would be ideal. I want to decorate for spring. And then honestly, you guys, everything that was on my quarterly planning session that I haven't done so far, and that if I don't do next month in March, won't get done in quarter one, I have added those on here, such as repairing the bathroom shelf, changing the fridge filter, changing the microwave light, changing the air filters, those types of things. We want to save $2,000 in March because my husband's getting a bonus. Invest 15% of our paychecks. Schedule friend dates, which I scheduled one. I kind of already did that already. We'll check it off. Why not? Catch up with a friend. Host family or friends in March. We're having a party. Career, same stuff. Business, I did secure a sponsorship with Mint Mobile already. So love that for me. Publish 8 YouTube videos monthly. Publish 4 Instagram Reels monthly. Let's go down to 2. Schedule videos bi-weekly. That sounds better because I don't see myself ever posting 4 videos. I mean, it's really just once a week, but when I tell you, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it. And then work out 3+ times per week. But I want to show you my March social media while we're here. So what I've done is I've written in or attempted to kind of schedule out some video ideas for March. I'm not ever married to any of them except my budget videos, monthly budget with budget videos, monthly planner videos, and monthly reset videos. All the other ones, I'm not married to. So this is probably gonna change. I'm probably gonna delete 1 or 2 and replace it with something else. But I like to try to plan out the days that I'm filming, the days that I'm editing, and the days that I will be publishing the videos. So each month I have a March budget section, a March goals section, each month I have a section for budget, goals, social media, and business. But the business part, I don't really have to set up for it. Basically at the end of February, I will duplicate the February business template and create one for March and then go with it. I don't really have to prep ahead of time necessarily. I mean, I could, but it's really not that deep. But those are the 3 areas where I really do try to be mindful. And then I wanted to show you my quarterly planning. So this was the quarterly planning page, which I have one similar available for download for free. So I will have it linked down below. But basically I just like at the beginning of each quarter, I like to map out to-dos and areas to plan or organize for personal, financial, spousal, etc., etc. And then I like to write in tasks that I need to do that are in association with those categories. So I'm gonna delete schedule chiropractor because I'm not going, I'm sure. But everything else is here, and I have moved everything on this list that I feel like is really important that I get done soon to my March goals sheet that we just went over, because my plan is to try to get these things done in March. Originally, the plan was to just get them done in quarter 1, but considering March is the last month of the quarter, if I actually want to get these things done in this quarter, then I have to do them next month in March. I have to start working on them now. So that's my quarterly planning session. And then that's it. The other thing in here is I have the books section. And right now I'm reading Decoded, as you can see. And then I'm gonna move on to Spare, more than likely. And then these are other books that are on my TBR. Some of them I am waiting for in the Libby app. Some of them I'm not. But as I mentioned, there are a couple of books that will likely become due, which is Body Keeps the Score. Is that on here? I can't believe I didn't put it on here. Nope. The Body Keeps the Score isn't on here. Like, I didn't add it as like a TBR kind of thing. and then meet me at the lake. So when I do want to add those, basically I'll just come here and press new. I'll show you why I do all that. This is called The Body Keeps the Score. Then I will download the photo, the book cover, and enter in all the other information and put it in here. So for The Body Keeps a Score, as an example, it'll probably be read maybe after spare. And then I'll go ahead and do meet me at the lake. And then we'll put that in here. That's looking like it'll be a read for after The Body Keeps the Score, or before. It might come before. So basically I'm trying to get through Decoded, move on to Spare, The Body Keeps the Score, and Meet Me at the Lake. Not saying these are, I do want to say these aren't the books that I'm dying to read by any means. The Body Keeps the Score and Meet Me at the Lake, or even Spare. They're just books that are popular and that are available for free on the Libby app. So if I can read for free, that's what I'm going to do. I think that's it for today's video, y'all. The only thing I'm trying to think about is if I'm gonna set up my iPad right now for the month of March. That could be a fun little activity that we do together. So the last thing that I wanna show you is how I set up my planner for, or the home screen, the lock screen situation. Just a real quick tutorial. I just make my own. So I come in Canva and I come into design, and I really work off of the previous month. So just to make this make sense, last month I did this February one here. This was a phone wallpaper, so I do mine the size of a phone wallpaper, and then I do duplicate it and resize it and make it the size of a desktop wallpaper, so I can put that on my desktop. But essentially I just work off of the previous month. So if this was February's, I just work off of February. So what I've done so far, because that probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever, what I've done so far is I've created my March wallpaper, and I found this photo on Pinterest. So I went to Pinterest. Let me show you. Typed in Pinterest, went to Pinterest, and I searched for green wallpaper aesthetic. And I was just looking through all the different photos. See, green aesthetic wallpaper. And I was looking through all the photos, and I was downloading some of them that I want to use on my home screen though. Like I like this one that says positive energy. So I'm gonna tap on that. There are 3 dots over here. And so I'm gonna click that and press download image. And then the positive is it shows you like photos. So you can download more from here as well. But if I go back just to show you, that's where I found the green wallpaper. So I basically just scrolled until I found something that I thought would be nice for my actual wallpaper. And I brought in the wallpaper, so I uploaded it to my uploads. There it is there. And then I set it as my background, which is a pretty simple task. And then I found a March calendar in Canva that I could use. And so I just put it inside of the heart. And then I duplicated that page and removed the March in the calendar so that it's blank and I can use it for my wallpaper. So as of right now, this is what we have. So I set this as my wallpaper, which all of that probably sounds a little confusing, but this is my wallpaper. And if I turn it sideways, that's what it looks like. Looks a little crazy sideways. I need to adjust it. So that's probably what we need to do. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I'm gonna go into photos and I'm gonna pretend like I'm setting it as my wallpaper all over again. I'm showing this part off camera, unfortunately. That part was off camera because it had confidential information. So I'm gonna press use as wallpaper, and this is how it pops up. It's like a weird, what do you call it? Not a weird, or weird placement. So I'm just gonna squeeze, and then I'm gonna bring it to about there. Not quite the middle. And then I also turn it sideways to see where it's gonna be, because I don't want it to be weird when I turn it sideways. This is a little weird sideways, but that's okay because it's not sideways a whole ton. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna press add, and then I'm gonna go to customize home screen. If I do set as wallpaper pair, then that is gonna be the wallpaper for my lock screen and my home screen. And I don't want that calendar and all of that in the background. I don't want that for my lock screen, or my home screen rather. So I'm gonna press customize home screen. And then that's when I'm gonna bring in, by clicking photos, the blank one. So I'm gonna go to all of my photos I'm going to click the blank one, and then I'm going to adjust it to where I want it to go, and I'm going to press done. And then I absolutely despise, wait, are we going to change it or are we going to leave it like that? Yeah, I don't like the 4:16, the time being all big. So we're going to unlock this and we're going to edit. Now we're going to press customize and we're going to go to the lock screen, and I'm just going to tap on that and then slide that all the way down. You can also change the color, but I just want it to be white. I just want it to be, you can change the font too. I don't want all that. I just want it to be white. And so now I'm going to press done, and that's going to be it. Now we're going to go into Widgetsmith because we really just need to update those widgets. But remember, I think we need, no, we might not need one. Let's go into Widgetsmith and let's update these widgets. Okay, we're in Widgetsmith now, and I'm going to add a small widget, and I'm going to add one from photos, and I think I'm going to do small steps every day. And let's press save, and that one would be, oh, okay, let's press this one, hold it down, edit widget, and then let's select 4 because I'm pretty sure that's the 4th one. Yep, I like that. So let's go back into Widgetsmith, and we're going to add another small one. I kind of like consistency again, but let's see if we can add a different one. Let's add, I don't choose, or maybe the butterflies. The butterflies are kind of cute. So that's going to be small number 5. That's how I know what to select. When I go here and I press edit widget, I can go to small number 5, and that's how I know what to select. I don't know that I love that, but that's probably because I don't like the 2024 just quite yet. We're going to select this 2024. So I'm going to press it, edit, oop, not remove, press it, edit widget. I'm going to select medium number 2, the other one. I don't mind that. I don't like that, obviously. So let's go back into Widgetsmith, and then let's go to add large widget. Well, we can replace it. We're going to replace that. We're going to go to photos, and then what do I want to be my large widget? Maybe I don't chase, I attract. Let's press save, and let's see. I don't love this. Something about it is not doing it for me. It might be that's throwing me off. The butterflies are kind of ugly comparatively. They don't really go that well. So we're going to go back into Widgetsmith and change out the butterflies, and let's see if this one is better. I kind of like the little heart. Let's see if that looks cool or if that looks crazy. That's kind of cute. It kind of brings it all together. I don't know if I don't choose I attract now. So let's go back into Widgetsmith. Let's click on that. Let's go to photos, and then let's see if positive energy is any better. Yeah, that's kind of cute. It's not terrible. It's not my favorite, but it's not horrible. No, it's actually kind of cute. I like it. But before we get out of here, I'm going to go to Pinterest, and then I'm just going to do one little clean sweep to see if there's anything that I really feel like will go well. And then we're going to go to this one and see if we can replace it with the, if you can do it, if you can dream it, you can do it. And let's press save. Oh, that's much better. But I kind of like small steps every day. Yeah, I think this is going to be the look for March. So that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like. Subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing. And I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.